Henna tattoos in Benidorm town are a hidden danger during your holidays. Some people say that Benidorm is actually done. This summer has been the worst one, and there's literally no people everywhere you go, not even on the beach. How much of a truth is there? And did Benidorm actually change? We are cooking in Benidorm town with all the heat alerts, humidity alerts, and the high risk fire alerts. Discover the weather forecast and much more of news, plus some incredible events that will be happening right now, end of July and beginning of August. If you want to know more, then make sure you stay tuned up until the end. Welcome to Benidorm News Update, all the latest events and much more of useful information. Let's start with the tourism update as usual, where we'll let you know the actual situation in the city and surrounding area of Costa Blanca, and where we actually tell you how busy it is, plus all the upcoming events that you might be interested on visiting if you will be here on holidays shortly. Or maybe plan it already for next year, knowing that this is something that you would like to see with your own eyes. First of all, the hotels industry, it's really busy. The average occupancy is around 90% in many of the accommodation options. There's minimum nights of stay between 3 and minimum 7 nights of stay, so you can actually imagine how packed accommodation options, hotels, apartments, hostels, campsites actually are as of right now. July and August months usually and typically are the busiest months of the year, the hottest as well, and the most expensive ones, yes, but still, up until now, the busiest ones, which is why there's plenty of different events happening at these specific dates. Here on the screen, you'll start seeing these. We start off the event tomorrow, which is going to be around 9, 10 in at night. There's going to be a fiesta plus a DJ session right by the castle viewpoint by the Church of St. James and St. Anne's, because we will be celebrating the St. James, the patron's day. St. James was the patron of like the saint of Benidorm, and this is the day when Benidorm is celebrating it. It's kind of like a city festivity, local religious festivity, but at the end there's going to be a concert, live music. There's going to be drinks and snacks there for people just to enjoy and have some fun at night once the temperatures drop a tiniest bit. We continue with the actually initiation for scuba diving course. This is incredible, and we've been willing to do one for a while with our daughter. We almost never have an opportunity, but this year surprised even us. There's going to be an initiation and open sea diving. The initiation course will be held from 26th of July, so from next week, up until 17th of August, for all people from 10 to 60 years old, and the price is 55 euros. I suppose it is per person, but it's extremely cheap comparing with just a regular price. If you'll go to a scuba diving school and you'll say, I want to do an initiation course, it's going to be more than 100 euros per person, and here it's just 55, and you get your like initiation ID that you already did that, so you're able to go to slightly more advanced places afterwards. How incredible is actually that? And you also can get the open sea diving experience, which costs slightly more, but as the beginning, this one looks incredible. Let's continue with 31st of July. This is called verbena, like a verbane. This is a children's concert and different types of activities, which will be held in a giant park of Benidorm by the Poniente Beach, which is called Folletes, starting from 9 in the evening. There's also going to be music at Lord del Colon, which is the Christmas house that's lovely decorated. There's Santa in there with some reindeers and a sleigh. And in this house, which has been fully refurbished, by the way, there's going to be some concerts every single Saturday of August, starting from 9 in the evening. There's going to be concerts there free of charge, obviously. And it's great for those who love some music in Benidorm at nighttime. What can be better, right? The cinema by the Malpas beach, which by the way has reopened. It's been closed for almost 2 days and it's reopened now. Closed the second half of Wednesday, then Thursday, and then it's reopened. So hopefully it's clean, neat, and tidy already, because it's kind of strange how in the question of a couple of hours, all of a sudden the beach is all right. Why did you close it then? I don't know. But the thing is that it's all open and good to go. So there's going to be two cinemas, as you can see here on the screen. One of them in the beginning of August, like 8th, and the other one on 22nd, towards the end of August. It's Spanish movie, but it will have some English subtitles, which is great because everyone can go there and enjoy the movie late at night with some popcorn by the beach. Just make sure you pick all the litter and all the garbage after yourself and all the bottles so that we wouldn't leave anything behind on the beach. And now let's continue with the main news. Henna tattoos. As you'll know, many people, when they come here on holidays, they want to do something memorable. Sometimes a magnet is not enough. Sometimes a souvenir is not enough. And a lot of people, what they do is they're getting permanent tattoos, the actual tattoos. There's plenty of studios here. Some of them are very good and very professional. Others, I would avoid, honestly. But there's really, really nice specialists out here too. Don't get me wrong. And the thing is that a lot of the times you want something nice maybe for a week of your holidays, but you don't want it to be permanent, or maybe you're not sure if you're willing to have an actual tattoo and you want to just experiment and see how it feels like with something temporary, which is why henna tattoos are becoming really, really popular. We've seen them even pandemics here in Albir by the market. Here, actually, there's a crafts market in Albir too, and in Benidorm, in different places. They do offer you henna tattoos, which is black henna, they say, but the thing is that black henna doesn't actually exist. It's a typical brown henna, dark one, but they mix it out with coloring, which is it's the same type of coloring that's used for permanent like hair coloring, and it's chemical. And what happens is something that I'm going to put you right here on the screen. This appeared today in the news, in the programs that we have here on the national television, that basically show that there's been an investigation done, that during summer a lot of people are getting these things, and afterwards the result is not good at all. Many people are getting sunburns, and they're getting permanent marks and dermatitis and a lot of skin issues and permanent scars in the shape of what they asked for, the henna tattoo. Why is this actually happening? Well, the thing is that it's a very aggressive, the thing that they add to make it black, it's very aggressive. And if you put it on direct sunlight, so much sunshine, direct light, plus you go into the swimming pool, you go into the sea, that's salt, and all this just been done, and if the products are not the best ones, what you end up is with this. As you could have seen, there's plenty of cases right now, not particularly only in Benidorm, but in general. All these types of henna tattoos, and especially children even getting them, because, well, it's not a permanent tattoo, it's just like written on you, it's not even needles. So it's like a stick, it's like a wooden stick with, or like some specific pen like this with which they draw. So it's not harmful in a sense. That's why kids get it. But at the end, you end up with a sunburn and with a huge allergic reaction, because you are exposing yourself to a giant amount of UV rays after getting the henna tattoo. So, would we recommend to do it? We cannot obviously say no, because some people are not sensitive to it. Some people are fine with it. I tried it once myself here in Albir and I was fine. But I know people who are not. So it depends on you. It depends on how much sun exposure do you get. But honestly, a sticker would be way better than a henna tattoo. It's not as durable, maybe, but it's like for one night out, for one day, it's perfectly fine. But these are getting checked everywhere right now due to chemicals that some people put in them to make it look black, like a proper black permanent tattoo. So be careful if you want to get a henna tattoo here. Don't go to places that are shady. Don't go to places that don't have a proper license, that have like all things just laying out there, especially like on the street, on the local markets. That's where you get the vast majority, like the biggest risk out of these types. Harmful from the first sight. Uh, Nice paintings, temporary ones on your body, but not as unharmful as we can see in reality. Let's continue with the last news, and it is about something that we've heard some people on TikTok mostly. You know, TikTok is kind of not an easy platform. You cannot obviously believe everything that you see on TikTok and also what you see on YouTube, honestly, because there are some things that you read and say, oh my goodness, how can they say this? Some things actually are even dangerous, especially advice that people give, like health wise. That's insane. But sometimes you see people who never worked in a hotels industry, who never worked in a tourism industry, who don't know what they talk about, but they give like um, really like strong statements, you know. And it's curious even because you don't know how it actually works, but you make like such strong statements for all people to see. And we've seen one of these statements. Obviously, I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to post anything here because each one is has a right to have his own opinion, right? And as any one of us do, which is perfectly fine. But when you say things like not an exact phrase, but like the meaning, Benidorm is absolutely done this summer. Benidorm is over. People are going out of here. It's absolutely empty. Even the beach is totally empty. That's what people say. But it is not true at all. It is absolutely not true. We could say that you can see sometimes at some specific points of the day when you see there's way less people in some specific areas. But that is because it's more than 40 degrees real feel. Who in his sane mind, Spanish don't go outside. Mostly tourists would, but even so, for a lot of people, it's too hot to go outside. To stay directly at the hotel by the swimming pool, or you go to a spa, or you just go shopping, you do other things. And then mornings and nighttime is the time when people go out. And going by the beach on midday and showing that it's empty, well, duh, I wouldn't be on the beach when there's a heat wave, when literally your body cannot regulate the temperature with 80% humidity, more than 40 degrees outside. Who would be? Obviously, a lot of people are not. So that's more than a logical thing to see. Hotels are full. Theme parks are also busy. It is true that people are shifting slightly. It's not like less people are coming to Benidorm, but people are shifting to different months. For example, in summer, July and August, you know, are the most expensive ones. Hence, someone who doesn't really care when to come, they just want to have a good weather, some sunshine, you know, to enjoy. They might swap for May, June, September, even October months, which are still incredible, especially September and June and May months are incredible to enjoy Benidorm. You can do literally everything people are doing right now, but for cheaper, and there's going to be less people here. So that's what people are doing. And also, Benidorm is so big. Nowadays, people who are coming here love to explore. Hence, they go to different parts of the city. A lot of people travel to Altea, Albir, they go to Villajoyosa, they go to Guadalest. So many excursions around, water activities. They go hiking to the natural park. Not recommended, by the way, on midday when it's really hot outside. Please don't do that. Please, because almost for sure that you would need to call an ambulance. So don't do that. The sunshine is too extreme on midday, trust us. And people just split in different areas. It's not like there's less people coming, it's because they're split in different parts. So it's not like a huge amount of people in one single space. We will see it empty during a heat wave on midday. Earliest in the morning, specific areas like Upper Rincon Deloitte or even Rincon Deloitte early in the morning is quite empty. Um, some streets, like at 6 in the morning, a lot of places will be empty, and some specific points of the day. That's what's gonna be. And if you go down the British Street on midday in the afternoon, you'll see it empty because all people are at the beach. That's a normal thing. But it doesn't mean like Benidorm is like this always. It might not be as crowded and packed up as it used to be, but the beach definitely is. This is one of the places that almost never is empty except on midday when there's heat waves. Yes. Even so, there's people out there. So it is never, ever empty, even at night time. And also, we've noticed that people were saying that Benidorm is too nice for people already, and the people, just those who are coming here regularly, switch to different destinations because they see Benidorm like all dressed up, like all nice with all these fancy skyscrapers and brand new buildings and everything refurbished and so clean, and just a different vibe in terms of quality as well of the city. And obviously this is like marketed and targeted for people who have a higher economic situation, who are able to afford these types of slightly more expensive holidays. um, and honestly, it can be true. It might be true, but not entirely, because Benidorm has a little bit for everyone. You can have cheap accommodation. There is one, two, three superior, four superior, five-star hotels. There's apartments, apart hotels. So many things are available for you here, and all on a different budget. So you can choose whichever is best for you. You could even stay outside Benidorm in a touristic apartment and get a bus and enjoy. It's not like it's only fancy now. Benidorm might be fancy, some parts of it, obviously, yes, but not all of it. And there's still plenty of options for every single pocket. You just need to check it out, explore the options, and you will be able to find something for yourself. Let us know, what do you think here in the comments. Did you actually see that there's slightly less people right now, and you've seen the increase in other months of the year? And do you think that Benidorm is all fancy schmancy now and it's not suitable for a lot of people, which is why a lot of people are switching to other destinations? We'll read you here in the comment section. And now, because it's getting quite hot in here, honestly, let's talk about the weather. We've had so many alerts these last couple of days. It's insane. First of all, we've had the extreme fire risk alert, which we've posted yesterday a video about. It went slightly too late for us. We posted at 9 p.m., which is why not a lot of people were able to see it, but you can check it out now if you didn't see it just yet. We were in Rincon de Deloitte, and we were letting you know what the situation actually was. And honestly, this alert was put like 2, maybe 3 days ago maximum. And we are in red alert in our region for extreme risk of fires. Valencia is in orange alert, and Castellon is between yellow and green. And the worst part is that literally today on midday there is a fire in Ibi, slightly outside Alicante, the toy city, the toy town, toy village. Ibi, in the mountains, there is a giant fire, and there's plenty of aerial, like helicopters and different measures being taken to extinguish it, and it started this midday. That's how bad it is. That's why if we have an extreme fire alert, it's due to a reason. It's not just like that. Apart from the extreme fire alert, we have a humidity alert, which we have between 70 and 90% of humidity these days. And today it's still like around between 70 and 80%, which is insane. Oh, and it's difficult even to breathe a lot of the times because the heat is here. It is real. This thing's real. And the weather, the temperatures itself were not as okay, they are high, but they're not as high. It's around 34 degrees, the temperature on the sunshine, 34, 35. But if you sum up the humidity, the real feel and the actual feel that your body feels, even though it would show on the thermometer 35, your body feels like it is 43 to 45 degrees. 43 in Benidorm town. This happened to us a few years ago, and it was really unpleasant summer. So hopefully it's just going to be these couple of days and it's going to get back to normal. So the worst part is that after 40 degrees, your body cannot regulate the temperature. You might be sweating, but the air is humid, so it doesn't absorb the moisture. So it's even worse. And I feel like there's lack of oxygen. So not the best time, which is why there might be slightly less people on the streets on midday, and it's how it should be, trust me. There's going to be sunshine, there might be some slight wind, but with these temperatures it feels like a warm fan just like blowing in your face. There shouldn't be any kind of rain, and hopefully these weather alerts, these temperatures will disappear by tomorrow or the day after. That's what we hope for. So far, cold bottles of water, sunscreen, sun hats, shade, natural shade if you can, swimming pool, Mediterranean Sea. That's what you need if you're here in Benidorm town. Thank you for accompanying us today. We wish you a lovely day, great holidays if you are on ones, or will be shortly, and we will see you in a brand new video here on the channel tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's time for one of those videos that many of you are looking forward to. Let's see what we can find. Write in the comments which kind of video you think it's gonna be. We'll see you tomorrow.